Hi there, Jean Greer here at Stylish Fireplaces. Today I want to introduce you to the BF series of electric fireplace inserts from Dimplex. It is still one of the most popular traditional inserts that we have, and it has been around for as long as we've been selling electric fireplaces, which is over 17 years. It's been around since before then. It's the BF series, B for builder, F for fire, B for built-in as well. So these are traditional inserts. They're meant to be built in. They are not plug and play. Because it's a commercial grade builder series, it comes in components. So you order the box that you want, you order the glass that you want. If you want a plug kit, you order that. In fact, if you want a remote, you order that separately. So it is a little bit different in terms of electric inserts, but it is well worth considering if you like a traditional fire. So this series comes in 45, which is the biggest one, which I have here in the showroom. It also has a 39-inch width and a 33-inch width. At 39 and 45 inches wide, it is about 16 inches deep, so it does take a bit of space compared to some of the plug-and-play models. The 13-inch depth is on the 33-inch wide. So you do order components as you need them. So you'll notice ours has a glass on it that looks like a bifold door, and it has handles on either side. And this is what we use here in the showroom. However, if we were putting this into a commercial installation like a restaurant, which often happens, or a lobby, we would not recommend this glass. There is what they call a tamper-proof glass, which is very simple glass, but no visible means of removing it. It can be removed, but it's not an easy thing to see for the average person. What happens with this glass, just for those who might be looking at this for commercial purposes, is it's held in place by these little pins on either end. So I have a pin here and a pin here, and by moving those, I can pull the glass out. And what's happened in our showroom from people constantly yanking on these handles is those pins get bent. So for commercial installations, we do recommend that you stay with the tamper-proof glass. But this is a nice look for a typical household installation, residential installation. So you do have a choice there. And the other thing you'll notice is behind this glass is a mesh screen, and it may not be as visible here. I'll pull the glass away again in a few minutes and just leave the screen. The screen is included with the unit. So when you get the firebox, you get the screen. It can be pushed back out of the way so that it's not visible. It can be removed completely if it's really not your thing. Some people will use this firebox without the glass and just the screen. It's a mesh curtain, just like on a wood-burning fire. And you can certainly use it without the glass. I would say more people do order the glass. The glass is tinted to help with the flame effect, to help soften the light in the flames. And basically it's a great, as I say, commercial grade builder box fireplace insert for people who prefer a traditional look. It does not come with a remote. It has a couple of options for remote. One is a basic, what we call 3-stage remote. So on, off, and then press again, and you've got low heat, press again, and you've got high heat. We actually prefer to attach this wall remote to these units. This remote at this point costs the same as a 3-stage remote, but it's much more functional. It gives you control over the heat settings, which the basic remote wouldn't do, nor does the manual setting on this give you heat control. So you really need this wall remote to attach to a BF unit in order to have some control over the heat and the fan. And this would fit into, so this remote pops out, this socket would fit into the same size box in the wall as a regular light switch. So often we'll cut a hole near the light switch into the room, put this in, and then the remote is on batteries, and it just pops in and out of that socket. So very easy to find, and then you would just control it as you enter the room, turn on the fire, set the heat, and away you go. So this wall remote is definitely the remote that we prefer to use with these units. And for the same price as a more basic remote, it makes complete sense to get that remote. So there aren't a lot of adjustable features on these units. It is a very basic unit. It is dual voltage, so 120 or 240. That's one of the reasons it does not come with a plug. So if you were going to work with 120 and you preferred to have it on a plug, you would order the plug kit with it. So the components you need to think about are plug kit, remote kit, glass, and that's it. And then you just order the box size that you need. I'm going to pull the glass off here just so you can see how these flames look without the glass and with just the mesh. So you can see this is a pretty nice flame. This is a box that we often took to home shows over the years, and when we would have this in our booth, people would say, "Oh, that's a great gas fireplace. I'd really like to get more information on that." And of course, we're all electric, and we had to explain to them that it was not in fact gas, but it is electric. So if it looks that good to people passing by, then I think that tells you something about the quality of the flame here. And although this has been around for many, many years, this is still one of our best-selling traditional fireboxes. So again, it's the Dimplex BF series builder box electric fireplace insert. You can find it on stylishfireplaces.ca under Dimplex or under inserts and fireboxes.